Hey everyone, it's Misty with Luna Moon Stand Up Paddleboard Yoga, owner and teacher here in Sylvan Lake, Michigan, and I am ambassador with Evolve Boards, and I'm showing off my inflatable that I use for my classes. So just to start out, this is the back of the board, nose of the board, you got your handle in the center. This is a very comparable board to the Evolve board. This is a movement inflatable. And really, I mean, the major difference is just that this is a little bit less material versus this one. It has only one fin box, but it also has a great advantage for that if you wanted to switch out fin sizes, if you were wanting a longer fin versus a smaller fin, meaning smaller fin for stuff that might be in the water, whether rocks or boulders, more river type things. And this one's got 3 fins. 2 on the side, more for tracking, and then the middle one as well is the longer fin to go there. But same with the bungee cords to be able to tie your equipment to it, maybe a life jacket, water bottle, that sort of thing. Even a dry bag as well if you had more things that you wanted, depending on how long your paddle tour is going to be. But got the nice soft deck pad. This one's ultra soft because I use these for yoga classes. So the whole top part of the board is a yoga mat. So this is the major differences and price point between these boards, but still, like I said, very comparable between the two. And one of the biggest things to highlight is how you inflate and deflate your boards. So there's a mechanism inside of your little air hole nozzle that you press down on that middle piece and give it a little twist. It'll hold down, and that's what gets the air out. So when you want to deflate, you're gonna have a major, I'm not gonna do it on this video just because it makes a lot of noise, and you're gonna have this rush of air and it starts deflating. Now, one thing to go back over is to be sure to push this back up once you're done. Like this board right now, it's flat as a pancake, it's ready to be rolled. And when we roll it back up, we do want to save space because these boards come with an awesome bag, and I'll cover that as well, and the other equipment that comes with it. You do get a pump to be able to pump it up. There are electric ones. There's ones that even you could put into your car and use it that way through whichever outlet, maybe a cigarette outlet or the electrical one. Some of the cars have those too. But yeah. Big thing with these boards, they're super light, easy to carry around, and they are super durable. Like I said, this board gets a little bit more beating because I use them for classes, so in and out of launch spots and just carrying them around. But this board, very similar and just as great to be able to travel with if you have those bucket list travel destinations, and even if you're just starting out for your brand new journey of paddleboarding, great board to keep for years, 10 years plus. If you keep this thing out of the elements, deflate it, wipe it down, just take care of it. Take care of your equipment, don't leave it out in the sun, don't over inflate, that's another thing. The gauges, I will show, they have a number for where you should inflate, and I would not go past that number, especially in the heat when you do have it out. I mean, they can go in the sun for, you know, majority of the day, but I just would not leave it out in storage. And if you do have a covered space, you can leave the boards inflated. If you have a covered spot, you could possibly put them there, and maybe even a cover or two. So here I'm going to insert the nozzle, the air pump nozzle, onto the valve. Now remember, the piece that you push down and twist, that's what this is going to do. So this adapter, this type of adapter, it hooks in to the parts down below. You twist it in, and then you can look at your gauge and see here, it tells you the green being at about 15. But I like to keep them about somewhere in between 13 to 15 throughout the summer. But I also just check to make sure where they're at. So this one could use a few pumps. So since the board is already blown up all the way, it gets a little harder to pump from here. And that's just because all the pressure that's in the board against the pump. But it shouldn't take very long, just a few pumps, and we'll see the gauge read. It's a nice workout before the paddle, kind of gets your muscles warmed up. I'd also take a few stretches maybe before or after. So we're getting it at about 13 and a half reading on the pump so far. So I really wouldn't go much further, maybe up to 14. So you can see how the gauge is reading there, and it's nice that it gives you that readout. And this pump's also designed to deflate the board as well. If you change the air hose nozzle, and you'll see in writing it here, it says out. On the back it says in. If you was to change this around on this side, hook it back in, this pump will act as a deflator as well. So although you can deflate easily by pushing this in and twisting, see, it immediately starts to lose the air, and that happens really quickly, so watch out for that. But if you have a hard time with your hands and your fingers, you know, pushing that down, sometimes people do it for the first time and they think it's scary, but this also acts as a deflator. So like I said, if you switch this nozzle around, it just twists, and you put it onto the other side. Here, I'll show you really quick. I'll put that in. I don't want to deflate my board, so I'll do this quickly, although I have an air compressor as well, so, but give it a nice push. See, there it goes. Acts as a deflator as well if you need to get the job done a little quicker. So that's the video here on the inflatables. Again, this is my Evolve Yoga inflatable, the Boom Boom series. Right now it's actually on discs where I teach the balance board yoga in the wintertime because it helps mimic the water. So it's a fun exercise. It's another fun way to do your yoga. And we also take them out on the grass and do it that way when you want to get some sunshine. So again, I'm Misty from Luna Moon Standout Paddleboard Yoga, giving you all the tips and tricks for your board and movement to get you out on the water. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe.